Greetings, comic friends. You know what day it is. It is Wednesday, so that means you know what time it is. It is time for TGIW. Thank God it is Wednesday. This Wednesday is a little beefier. It's a little more than what I like. I have a total of 15 books. As you know, I like to be around the 10, 11, 12 right there is kind of sweet spot. A little bigger this week. Happens. I did pull a couple things off the shelf. Well, we can start with that. I picked up Spider-Man Life Story Annual 1. I don't really understand what this is. Like, Spider-Man Life Story was a limited series that got done a couple years ago. To have an annual now is kind of weird, I think. But it's a Peter Parker 616 Spider-Man book. I have to get it. It's the law. I also picked up Darkhawk 1. I love Darkhawk. I know before you get into it, I know how much that I complain about Darkhawk's series. That doesn't mean I don't like the character. Darkhawk's series from the 90s is not great, but there's some good ideas in there, and the general idea of the character could be good if it just kind of got rid of some of the stuff. Now, I don't really know what of that counts and what doesn't these days. So I'm curious to see, and this is a different Darkhawk. This isn't Chris Powell. It's Connor something or other. So I don't know how that's going to be. But we'll see where the Darkhawk mythos is these days. What actually counts. Amazing Spider-Man number 72. I got the Lee and Hyuk variant because it was just a really beautiful variant, a very beautiful cover. I don't think Silk is actually in it, but whatever. It was better than the normal cover. Yeah, it's Spencer's not on it for much longer. Superman, Son of Kal-El. The first issue of this was awesome. I think when that came out, I talked about how much I really, really like John Kent, especially relative to how much I dislike Clark Kent as a character, I mean, as far as being interesting. But the first issue of this was really, really good, so I decided to pick it up. Alien number 6. So we have like a new kind of alien, which I'm okay with. I don't know how many of you were around when the Aliens, I think it was Kenner, the Aliens toy line came out. Like it was well after like the Aliens movie came out, but I think before Alien 3. It was bonkers. It was super fun. And it was a toy line, so they needed to pump up numbers, so they came up with all kinds of aliens, which I thought was a really good idea, right? The idea is that the aliens that we know, or the xenomorphs we know now, are so like humanoid looking because they were facehuggers that impregnated humans, and the chest burster came out of humans. The toy line was like, well, what if we put facehuggers on other animals? So there's like the bull alien, the gorilla alien, the scorpion alien, though I don't know how you get a facehugger on a scorpion, but I mean, it doesn't matter. It was fun. So I'm totally okay with different types of aliens. I think it's interesting and it makes sense that if a facehugger gets connected to a different species other than human, it would come out because like it gestated in a different species. It will come out with those traits. I don't think that's what this is. Not real sure yet what's going on with this new alien type. I'm just saying, I'm no alien purist. Give me more kinds of aliens. Give me that diversity. Semi-related, but I love the Metroid games. Related because it was heavily influenced by Alien. But Metroid 2, when they came out with like, oh, there's all these different variants of aliens or of Metroids, like, cool, this is fun. Anyway, Batman Reptilian issue 3. This is probably the first that you've seen me have this. I picked up issues 1 and 2 after they had come out. I think I'd seen them on the shelf, like on the previous week's shelf, and I started flipping through them, and I really, really like the art. Liam Sharp. The art is really, really cool. It's reminiscent of... who am I thinking of? That did work. I think of his work on like the Max. Name escapes me, but it's really, really like beautiful painted art. The story was good, but it was really the art that drew me in on that one. Of course, Department of Truth, nominated for 4 2021 Eisner Awards, including Best New Series. Totally deserved. Still one of my favorite books on the shelf today. Riot. So we have Extreme Carnage Part 5 of 5. I'm really liking the A covers of these. They're coming out with some good variants, and some of them are hard to resist. But the cover that's just like, here's the character, just that character, the focus on them, sort of full body, full art. I'm really liking these covers. So I'm gonna keep getting the A covers for these. It's hard to resist. Like I think there was like a cool looking Scotty Young cover. I love Scotty Young, but like no, I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna stick with those A covers. Nonstop Spider-Man number 4. This has been pretty hit and miss for me so far. Probably about even hit and miss. I know I took a bit of a poo poo on the first issue, and the second one I'm like, oh, this is fun, and then the last one was like, it's okay. So we'll see. I mean, it's Joe Kelly and how do you pronounce his name? Bacalo. Like that's the team that did like the iconic. No, I'm thinking of somebody else. Was it just Kelly? Is it a different Kelly that did the Deadpool run? His first ongoing. That was Kelly. Was it Joe Kelly? I don't remember. Anyway. Jury's still out. I'd like it to start being a little more consistently good. Robin, to go along with the Son of Kal-El Superman, I like Damian more than I like Bruce. I like John more than I like Clark. This book is fun. He's on the island where it's a tournament and you have to try to survive and kill other people. And I think you can be killed once and you get brought back, but after that, that's it. It's a fun book. I really. I mean, Williamson's pretty good. But yeah, I really like Damian, and I feel that they're really trying to grow him as a character. Like there's another character there. God, I can't remember who it is. It's not. I don't think it's Ravager, but she looks like Ravager. I don't remember who it was. What her name is, but she's like trying to have heart to heart with him and like. Look, you don't have to be a little jerk all the time. Like, it's okay. You can open up a little bit. Have a little bit of fun. It's not all serious. Which I think is good for the character, but I hope it doesn't swing too far because part of the fun of him is that he's like this super serious all the time because of how he was brought up. Anyway, Robin continues to be fun. Something's Killing the Children. I mean, it is what it is. It's a good book. What I will say for this book is that the quality has not dipped throughout its entire run, but the origin story here is really cool. It's a lot of fun. It's just as good as the original arc, so I mean, no reason to not keep with it. Strange Academy 12. Let's see. What is this? I thought this was like the who killed the Crystal Boy, but Crystal Boy's back there. Seems he's okay. These Strange Academy books, they need to come out with a little more consistency, I feel. It always seems like there's a big gap in between them, and it's just a little bit too long for me to remember enough of what happened in the previous issue. And I could usually pick stuff up from context, but yeah. Symbiote Spider-Man Crossroads. Now this, I didn't realize this when I got the first issue until after I read it. This is great. This is great. The Crossroads in Symbiote Spider-Man Crossroads is a callback to a fairly significant arc in The Incredible Hulk that happened shortly before Peter David, who writes this, his run, where Doctor Strange, in an attempt to help the Hulk, sent him to this place called the Crossroads, where it's basically this nexus of multiple worlds, where he could go to a world and try to find peace and happiness, and if he didn't, he'd get snapped back to the Crossroads and can try again. It's that Crossroads. That's so cool. Like, good job, Peter David. Good callback. That's awesome. It wasn't even in part of your run. Yeah. So when I read that first issue, I was elated. And it didn't hurt that it hadn't been that long since I read that arc. I'm like, oh, hey, it's this thing I read about not that long ago. So that's makes me love it even more. Speaking of variants where the character on the cover is not in the book, Thor, I had to get the Momoko variant. I'm not a huge Beta Ray Bill person. Like I know he has a pretty solid following, but I've never been a real big Thor person in general either. I mean, I got this because it's Momoko, and she makes Beta Ray Bill look even more awesome than usual. Like I look at this, like, yeah, that's a dope looking Beta Ray Bill. Like, come on. God, I love her stuff. So I had to pick up this variant, and I don't think he's actually in this issue. I actually kind of take umbrage with when they do variants and the variant doesn't have anything to do with what's on there. Now, like when they did the Aliens variants, I get it. They're kind of doing a fun thing. Like we got Alien comics now. We're gonna do or the Null stuff, where it's like, oh, we're all nullifying everything because there's null events going on. That's fine. But in this case, it's I guess just do a Thor related character and put it on the cover, even though it has nothing to do with anything. That I don't really like. But at the same time, I bought it because it's beautiful. So I guess I got over it real quick. And last is TMNT 120. Man, 120. That's almost hard to believe. 120? I've been reading this book for 10 years? Right? That's how the math works, right? 12 books a year. 12 times 10 is 120. That's been a healthy run. I didn't really put into that perspective. Jeez Louise. Yeah, it's great. I know that I preach this book to a bunch of people, and and some of them, understandably, that they're like, it's too late. I can't get caught up. Like there are so many good jumping on points for this book that it's worth it. But I also understand. I understand not necessarily wanting to jump into a series that's been going on for so long. I can respect that. So yeah, that's again 15 books. It's a little more than what I like, but I'm pretty excited about everything in here, to be honest. So yeah. that's it. Nothing else special or anything that really popped up. There were a couple of things that I looked at. There was like a Strange Tales number. It was 112 or 113 as the first appearance of the eel, which I mean, just it wasn't in. I passed on it. There was they'd just gotten in a Power of Warlock 1 through 9, and that's only a 15 issue run. So I was kind of close, but it's not cheap, and I was like, I don't need it that much. I don't need it. It'd be cool, but I don't need it that much. So I stuck to just the new books, which I think ended up being the right decision. So, all right. Thanks, as usual. Let me know, like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. Let me know what you got this week, what you're excited about, what I got that you're excited about, or you are not excited about. I don't know. Whatever. We'll talk about it. So do that. I'll do all that, and of course, don't forget to make yours Titan. This video was brought to you by Titan Comic Pressing. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Titan Comic Pressing LLC.